Hey, it's Steve with Shingle Lock Roofing. I want to come at you today and I want to talk about shingle. This is an old piece of 3-tab shingle. 3-tab shingle is the least expensive shingle you can get in the market. The manufacturers of shingles have been talking about for many years about just discontinuing this 3-tab shingle. It has these 3 flaps. Let me show you a new one. You see these 3 flaps right here? So it's got these 3 flaps, and each one of these flaps here, 3 flaps on the shingle. So each one of these 3 flaps or 3 tabs are susceptible to wind. So the wind blows onto this and kind of lifts these tabs up. So on the back side, you'll see there's a heat activated strip of asphalt. When the roof heats up, that heat activated adhesive glues down the shingle that's laying on top, and that helps the roof to resist wind blow off. Okay, but that heat activated strip under your roof warranty for wind resistance, usually you'll see that the wind resistance is only 5 years or 10 years. So if you have a roof that's more than 5 or 10 years old, very possible that the roof is not sealed down, and it's not laying flat, and it's not glued, and that adhesive strip is not activated anymore. And when you get a high wind like the hurricane or a big windstorm, you run the possibility of losing shingles. Many of you might have already lost shingles July 8th during the hurricane. Some of you, if you didn't lose shingles, then you probably saw neighbor shingles in your yard or in their front yard. You know, a lot of houses lost half a dozen shingles or whatever. Now, I ask you a question. If the wind was enough to blow off a few shingles, half a dozen, whatever the number, do you think the wind only blew those half a dozen shingles, or did the wind blow over the entire roof? You're right, the wind blew over the entire roof, but those half a dozen shingles were already loose enough that the wind was just enough to rip them right off the roof. So now you have to have half a dozen shingles replaced or repaired or whatever, however you want to call it. But do you think for 1 minute the rest of the roof didn't get the same wind? Do you think it's possible that the rest of the roof shingles got loosened because it was pretty strong wind? Well, I'm here to tell you that yes, your whole entire roof did suffer from high wind exposure. Your whole roof is not in the same condition it was before it had July 8th wind. Okay, it's just the way it is. You know, you go out in the wind and the wind blows some of your hair. The wind blows my whole head. Just because I see some of my hairs blowing doesn't mean the rest of my hairs aren't being affected by the wind, and it's the same with the roof. Let us come out and do a free roof inspection. We have a new exclusive service called Shingle Lock Technology. We'll test your roof to see with the leaf blower goes up to 90 miles an hour. We're not going to blast